In a dimly lit office filled with towering shelves of law books and stacks of case files, Judge Thomas Caldwell sits alone at his sturdy oak desk, the weight of his responsibilities evident on his furrowed brow. Shadows dance across the walls as a solitary lamp casts a warm glow over his papers, highlighting the intricate notes he has scribbled. The clock ticks ominously in the background, each second amplifying his growing unease. He glances at the clock, the hands creeping toward midnight, and sighs, a mix of exhaustion and determination in his eyes. Suddenly, a sharp knock at the door jolts him from his thoughts, leaving an unsettling feeling in the pit of his stomach. As he steels himself to respond, a flicker of anxiety crosses his face, hinting at the inner turmoil he has been grappling with in recent days. Meanwhile, across town in a bustling police station, Detective Sarah Lane, a seasoned investigator known for her tenacity and sharp instincts, stands beside Officer Mike Reed, her loyal partner. They lean over a sprawling bulletin board covered with notes, photographs, and timelines concerning Judge Caldwell's baffling disappearance. Each detail adds to the complexity of the case, and frustration etches itself on Sarah's face as she observes the complete lack of leads. "It's like he vanished into thin air," she exclaims, her voice laced with urgency. Mike, ever the pragmatist, suggests they dig deeper into Caldwell's recent cases, believing there must be a connection. Determined to find answers, Sarah and Mike decide to visit Emily Caldwell, the judge's worried daughter. They arrive at her apartment, a modest yet cozy space filled with family photos and mementos. Emily sits on the couch, her eyes red and puffy from sleepless nights spent worrying about her father. When the detectives enter, she immediately looks up, her expression a mix of anxiety and relief. As she shares her father's recent behavior, her voice trembles with emotion. "He was acting strange the days before he disappeared," she reveals, her brow furrowing with concern. "He mentioned a case that made him nervous, something he couldn't talk about." The detectives exchange glances, sensing the urgency of Emily's words. With every moment that passes, the mystery deepens, and Sarah feels a strong pull to uncover the truth. With a new lead, Sarah and Mike venture into the city park that evening, following a tip from an anonymous source. The park is quiet, shadows lengthening under the glow of flickering street lamps, and an eerie silence envelops them. As they navigate the winding paths, tension hangs in the air, and Sarah's instincts kick into high gear. They approach a mysterious stranger leaning against a tree, his face partially hidden by the brim of a hat. His nervous demeanor raises alarms in Sarah's mind. "I know where the judge is," he whispers, glancing around to ensure no one is eavesdropping. "But you didn't hear it from me." The stranger's words pique their interest, but his hesitation leaves them wary. They press him for details, and after a few tense moments, he relents, revealing that the judge was taken to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Following the lead, Sarah and Mike arrive at the warehouse, their hearts racing with a mix of fear and determination. The structure looms before them, dark and foreboding, an echo of the danger that lurks within. As they step inside, the atmosphere thickens with tension. They carefully navigate the dimly lit space, their flashlights casting long beams across the concrete walls. The air is stale, and a sense of dread settles over them as they tread deeper into the shadows. Suddenly, a faint moan pierces the silence, and they freeze, hearts pounding in their chests. Following the sound, they push aside a stack of old crates and find Judge Caldwell tied up but unharmed. Relief floods through Sarah as she exclaims, "You're here." The judge, looking weary but resolute, responds with a hoarse voice, "You have to stop them. They won't let me go until I drop the case." Understanding the gravity of the situation, Sarah and Mike quickly work to untie him, their minds racing with questions about the people who abducted him. As the judge explains the threats he received from unknown figures linked to a high-profile case involving corruption and money laundering, Sarah feels a surge of anger at the injustice of it all. She vows to protect him at all costs, knowing that his courage and integrity are what make him a target. Just then, footsteps echo from the entrance, and the kidnappers arrive, their menacing presence filling the warehouse with a palpable sense of danger. A tense standoff ensues, with Sarah and Mike standing protectively in front of the judge, adrenaline coursing through their veins. After a fierce confrontation, utilizing their training and quick thinking, the detectives manage to thwart the kidnappers' plans and secure the judge's safety. With handcuffs on the would-be abductors, Sarah breathes a sigh of relief, knowing they've turned the tide. Back at the police station, the atmosphere is charged with relief and victory as the team rallies around the rescued judge, sharing stories of their harrowing experience. Caldwell, now safe, expresses gratitude to Sarah and Mike, praising their bravery and tenacity in bringing him home. Emily rushes in, her face lighting up with joy as she embraces her father tightly, tears of relief streaming down her cheeks. "I was so scared," she whispers, her voice trembling. Judge Caldwell, visibly moved, reassures her, "I'm home now, and I won't let fear control me again." With a newfound sense of purpose, he turns to Sarah and Mike, thanking them for their unwavering support. The scene fades out, underscoring the resilience of justice and the unbreakable bonds of family, as the camera lingers on the trio standing together, united against the darkness that once threatened to tear them apart.